Page 165, French dance. On page 164, they're introducing you to the 4 chord and the inversion of the 4 chord that we typically use. So let's go back and review the chords. Every key has 3 primary chords, so the 1, the 4, and the 5, 7. The numbers are the same and whatever. And it's based on that step of the scale. Remember, in C, a 1 chord based on C. Then the 4 chord is based on the 4th, 1, 2, 3, 4. But we didn't use this arrangement. We've had the C on the bottom. This way, I don't have to move my hand when I'm playing these. They're all right there. Well, in G, it's the same way. In G, you're here, 1 chord, you have that, and the 5 chord you've already had. We've been doing that, this arrangement, so we don't have to move the hand. 4 chords, same way. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a C chord. Remember, a C chord is a 1 chord in the key of C. Well, it's a 4 chord in the key of G. Is this fun or what? But we don't want to use this arrangement because I don't want to move the hand, so I'm going to use second inversion. So I'll put the C on top, that's first inversion. Second inversion, I'll put the E on top here. I want to use this arrangement because this arrangement is close to this. I'm not moving the hand, it's just the top 2 fingers go up. This way I can get all of these primary chords in one hand position. And those are the primary chords for the key of G. You need to get used to seeing in the music, so when you see the chord, you're thinking of it as one thing, not 3 separate notes. What are the notes again? No, you just play that chord. You can ask me questions if you want to, it's fine. Now let's go on to the French dance and see what we're doing. Here they're introducing endings, so things are getting a lot more interesting there. Look out. I'll get to the endings a little later in the lesson. Right now, let's just go through the system for learning a piece of music. I look it over, I see it's 3 lines long. It's longer than that because of the repeat signs and all, but we only have 3 lines of music to learn, and that's what I'm dealing with. Treble and bass clef, 1 sharp in the key signature. We're in the key of G major still. All the F's are sharp to make sure you can do the G major scale. You've heard this lecture before, blah, 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 okay. 4/4 time signature, and again, we're coming in on a pickup beat. We're coming in on beat 4. So the first 3 beats are someplace else, and they are. The last measure at the bottom has a dotted half note, which is 3 counts. Let's take it one hand at a time, make sure we understand what the hands are doing. The right hand, they want second finger on that. You should know that note is a D here. That puts the hand in this position. Don't forget the F sharp. So it's 4, 1, 2, and this is quarter notes, oh boy. Let's go to measure 3. 1 and 2 and then cross over. This is a G major scale. Take out the rhythm and just play those notes in measures 3 and 4. It's a G major scale. You're going to find scales in music all over the place. So if you can play the scales, it makes playing the music a little easier. You just add the rhythm. Measure 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then a measure 7, 8th notes. 1. And that last note in measure 7 is going to be with the 2. Remember, we have repeated notes. That's where a note's played more than once. And right there in measure 8, you have the 2 Ds. Well, we change hand positions on those because when you repeat back up to the first measure 1 at the top, you need to be in this position. So we use the repeated notes to change hand position. Then the last 2 measures there, not a problem. Left hand, you just get the chords for the most part. The 1 chord, G chord, 4 chord, or the C chord. And then measure 6. And then finally a D7 chord. So you got all the primary chords here. They want you to write in the 1, 4, and the 5 Roman numerals underneath the staff. You can do that if you want. So we put the hands together and we're here. Right there. When I play the B and measure 4, the left hand comes up. on measure 6, it's hands come up together, and I repeat back to the reverse repeat sign. So you put the hands together, and then go through it slowly and carefully and get rid of the hesitations. No hesitations. And then we think about the articulation. We have staccatos. I'm hinging at the wrist here. I'm on the key and I'm bouncing off. Lift up, measure 4. Lift up. It's a new phrase, like taking a breath. It's a new phrase there also as you lift up. The last 2 measures. That's fine. After I get the articulation under control, I think about the dynamics. F, forte at the beginning, that's the melody. It's the right hand. Whatever you think loud. Don't get carried away. It's just loud. These chords needs to be, it's more like a moderately soft to moderately loud in there. And then on measure 4, now you're soft. Here in measure 6, the left hand's melody is the same. And then in measure 7, you get the hairpin to come up. Don't start until after the hair. I mean, the first note in measure 7, that's still soft. And then louder, louder. Now you're loud. You're actually loud on the dotted half note. Well, you can be. You don't have to be. You can be moderately loud. It's interpretation. And then loud. Or I could be loud on a... It's interpretation. Whether you crescendo in measure 7 up to a loud for measure 8, or you just crescendo up to a sort of loud and save the loud for the last beat in measure 8, that's interpretation. Try it both ways and see what you like. At the end, those last 2 measures, those are going to be soft. So let's keep talking about this. This doesn't make sense the way I've been doing it. These endings. You see in the bottom line, starting at measure 7 to the end of the piece, you see 2 measures with a 1, and a big line, and then 2 measures with a 2 and a big line. Okay, we call those endings, and you can have more than 2. There could be any number of endings, and they can combine the numbers. I could have 1 and 3 together, or 1 and 2 together, or whatever. It doesn't matter. Just follow the numbers. There is a repeat sign, a measure 8, to send you back to, and there's a reverse repeat sign toward the beginning. So you go back to the reverse repeat sign. If the reverse repeat sign were not there, you go back to the beginning, which doesn't make sense because then it adds an extra beat. I don't want to get into it. Just go to the reverse repeat sign and you play the first 2 lines again. Then on the second time through, you play measure 6, and then you skip the first ending because you've already played it. Just one and done, that's it. Skip those 2 measures and jump over to the second ending and finish. So the second time you starting at measure 6, you're there. You just skip over the ending. So it's just a way for them to save space or save printing or save time or whatever when they can do the repeats and the second and the endings and all that. They could have printed the whole thing out, so you just start at the top and go to the bottom. But this saves a little space. As far as the speed goes, it says moderato. I think that's more in the idea of don't play this real fast because it's a happy dance. You go. They could go fast, and they're saying, no, we don't want it fast, so it's just moderato, in the middle somewhere. Just a nice gentle in the middle. Maybe that's too fast. You don't want to go that fast? Slow it down. It's interpretation. So it's, again, 2, 3, 4. Again, the speed isn't always the speed of the beat. It's the overall feel of the piece. It's a dance. I don't want it to go too slow, but it's a dance. See the dynamics, the articulation, the tempo, the phrase, all that stuff. That's part of the interpretation. How do you feel it? How do you interpret it? Get past the mechanics, the notes and the rhythms. Start getting into the music. How do you feel this? Just follow their guides. Don't go beyond the guides. The moderato means don't play it real fast or real slow. But otherwise, how do you feel it? Everybody will play it at a slightly different speed. I think that's wonderful. Let's play it very slowly together and check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do the louds and softs. I'm just doing notes and rhythms. But we will do the repeat and the endings. So I'll give us 3 counts because we come in on beat 4. 1, ready, go. One, two, three. Repeat. Second ending. 1, 2, 3, off.